and two front pocket right here. Now he's a total jumbo character of modern clothing and some cloth. Okay, now that we have this general shape somewhat okay, let's flip both layers back to the original intended angle, and it still looks okay right now. I'm gonna go over probably one more time, and this time will be might or might not be the final multiply layer that I'll be doing, and this is where I start to work on the details. And because you see from the previous layer I had the general area of the eye socket set, so I don't really have to worry about figure out where the eye position is exactly. I know in general where it is. I'm pretty sure I might still have to tweak it a little bit at the end, but now let's see. Sometimes after when you're drawing the detail, like for example here, I kind of don't like how it looks after the detail is done, so I know that this is not really what I intended it to be. I try to make the face a little bit human, but actually I intended to be somewhat like a creature looking face, so that didn't really work before. I like drawing creatures, so see, I have the general face ready. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna do his mouth yet, actually. Now let's figure out the hair. Sometimes when I'm looking at my drawings that I do, I notice I have a habit of drawing a lot of similar things over and over again, like this spiky hair that I just realized. I don't know what is it about the spiky hair that a lot of times when I'm drawing, I tend to give my character a very similar hairstyle if I'm not paying attention. How should the nose be? Still can't figure this out. Let's just erase that. Let's look at it. Let's just go back on the head in a little bit and clean up the body line up first. And again, I'm just keeping a very general shape right now. And this amount of detail is actually what I'll be starting the cell shading with. And I'll explain to you the reason for that in a little bit when I'm starting. Trying to draw this hoop type vest. I said I'll put a pocket here before, but I guess I changed my mind. Actually, I forgot about it. Let's put the pocket over here instead. proper width. So I need to erase the eyes from here again. The reason I do that is something about it is not looking right. It's not the type of face that I'm trying to draw, and the eyes just distracting me. I'll try to finish the sketch part of the lesson as quickly as possible. I know that the main topic of this lesson is not really about me sketching, and I just thought to throw it in as something instead of leaving it out. If anything, it could be skipped. And also, when I'm drawing this character, the reason I'm adding these little pockets and these little elements here and there is because when you're coloring, I want to have these little interesting colors and details going around, and the pockets and everything, it'll really help just add that little touch of flavor to your picture in the end. And by this time, when you're cleaning up the drawing, like at this moment, you should be considering the colors that you'll be using for the character, perhaps. I'm currently picturing somewhat like a brown tone for this character. Of course it might change, but something I have in mind, just something that I have in mind as of for now. There's the pockets and the chain, the straps to the waist belt. There's probably a pocket again. Let's do the scroll. There's a lot of details I actually leave out when I'm drawing, because I personally know what I'm gonna be adding when I'm coloring, and this is probably something that you'll be doing very often down the road. When you're doing sketches, you don't really have to put in all the little details, especially like patterns on clothing. Is that something that's definitely easier to do when you're just directly coloring it? Because when you're trying, if I have a pattern on this thing,